Your bill will deport more kids who are American citizens with cancer.
Silent.
I don't think they want to answer that.
The silence is deafening.
Would the
It tells
gentleman
us
yield?
everything we need.
Would the gentleman yield?
Yes.
Let's do it a different way. How about this? Raise your hand if you do not think children with cancer who are American citizens should be deported.
Nothing.
Looks like it's all the Democrats and none of the Republicans.
There were 3 U.S. citizen children who were removed with their mothers who were in the United States illegally. There have been a federal judge in Louisiana who was appointed by President Trump said that he was concerned that there was, quote, no meaningful process. Are you concerned that due process, at least for the U.S. citizen children, is being flouted and that the speed at which the enforcement is being done could lead to errors?
If you choose to have a U.S. citizen child, knowing you're in this country legally, you put yourself in that position. You put your family in that position. What we did is remove children with their mothers who requested their children depart with them. This was a parental decision. Parenting 101. The mothers made that choice. And I tell you what, if we didn't do it, the story today would be Trump administration separating families again. No, we're keeping families together. So when a parent says, I want my 3-year-old baby to go with me, we made that happen. They weren't deported. We don't import U.S. citizens. The parents made that decision, not the United States government.
I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment. I'm not gonna put my own 2 cents in because I just want to share the information with you guys because I care about, I'm building a community, a united community on this channel. Some of us gonna agree on some things. Some of us gonna disagree on some things. But at the end of the day, whether we agree or disagree doesn't mean that we should go against each other. There's always a common ground to make things work. We cannot forget how this country was founded. There's a lot of people today that are calling themselves citizens that, in accordance to how this country was founded, a lot of them, the majority of them, would be counted as being illegals, besides the indigenous people of this land. And I'm only saying this to actually open things to a bigger perspective. To understand that if their great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents never made it to this land illegally, they would have never be able to call themselves American. How do we move forward? We're going through a lot of changes right now in society. But when we're talking about children, it's a whole different story. But the gentleman said that we only deporting these children because the parents are asking that you send them with their children. And according to him, they don't want to divide families. I like what he said. I like what he said. But at the end of the day, if these families were to allow these kids to stay here while they're being deported, would these kids be better off? Would these kids be cared for? Would these kids be safe? Where would these kids be? These kids would have been put with the foster and the foster system, which, if you've done your research, you know the foster system is one of the worst environment that you could put kids in because they get exposed to all types of abuse. And I'm not even gonna go into the detail of what type of abuse. You guys could do the research. You'll know, you'll see what's been going on in these foster facilities. Kids are getting abuse in every way, shape, or form. Some of these facilities have also been associated with trafficking. But we're not going to get into that. How do we address this issue? We are going through a drastic change currently in our society. Some people like it, some people don't like it. But I think it's important that we talk about these things. I think it's important that we put our heads together and discuss these things so we could figure out the right way, the logical way to move forward and address these issues. So I'm not gonna put my 2 cents in this video. I just wanted to share the information with you guys. I'm more curious about what you guys think when it comes to this information right here. I've been in this country for a long time. Some of the things that I'm talking about right now, I've never heard it being talked about in 32, 33 years. Never heard some of these things I've talked about. Some people are for it, some people are against it. My question is, where do you stand in all of this? What is your perspective in all of this? Should children, American children, children that were born in this country, that has cancer, be deported to a country that is honestly not their country? Is that the right thing? But then again, if we were to go the opposite way, we're going to deport their parents because their parents came here illegally, but it's not right to deport the kids. Would these kids be better off? Where would these kids be? Who would be taking care of these kids? We all know it's most likely going to be the foster system. Is the foster system safe? Or they might get lucky and get adopted, right? So this is a very interesting topic. Like I said, for as long as I've been here, over 30 years, I've never heard about American citizens being deported. Now we're talking about kids. My next video is gonna be about adults. Subscribe to the channel, share this video to anybody that you think that might care, and comment what you think, because I'm curious about my community's point of view about these videos that I'm posting on this channel, because it's not about me, it's about you. Because right now we are being introduced to a lot of things that we are not accustomed to in our society here in America. People have different ideology as to how America should move forward. So it is important to express your opinion about some of these things. So on this subject right here, I'm curious to know, what do you think? With that being said, subscribe, comment, share. Until next time.